What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this our review for 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort. This is for season 2. I believe this is episode 14, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, episode 14. I cannot tell y'all how happy I am that Ari and Benny are gone. But before we get into all the meat and potatoes of this episode, a couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. So go ahead and mash it for us. Leave us a thumbs up on this video. Let us know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the couples that we're discussing on The Last Resort Season 2, Episode 14. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. I got my good friend Dustin back with me to review. How are you doing, Dustin? I know you had some tragedy, but are you doing all right?
Well, I'm hanging in there as much as I can right now, Jonathan. But I don't do and thank you for much as well. It always helps me to have your support and being loved by you. So it always helps me to have talking to you every day helps me a lot. So thank you for being there. And thank you for always being there as well. I love you very much.
You're very welcome, Dustin. You're very welcome, Dustin. Jennifer, let me know if there's a delay, because it feels like there might be a little bit of a delay here. It seems like it's taking a little while for Dustin to hear me, but that's okay. We'll move forward, onward and upward, y'all. So I am so glad that Benny and Ari are gone. I'm so glad that they've decided to get a divorce. That is great. So we start out this episode with Rob and Sophie heading to the grass to do a little bit of stretching. And I'm surprised to see this because Rob and Sophie have not been seen together in the last 2 to 3 episodes because of the whole blow up that Sophie did at the camping trip, accusing Rob of being in contact with some females and, doing all that good stuff, doing his normal thing. He's been caught, and Sophie sees this as cheating, which is that is her right. If she sees that as cheating, then Rob has to respect that. But we saw that they had a therapy session, and in this therapy session, Sophie was able to say, "Yes, I saw this. Yes."
I can't hear you, Jonathan. I can hear you now. Okay. I think it's on mute. I have to figure it. I think it might be on mute. I can't hear it. So. Is it mine or is it his?
Hey, Jonathan, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you, sir. We cannot hear you. You're just enjoying yourself, enjoying your life.
I can't hear it.
And we can't hear a thing.
I can't hear a thing.
Not one thing, honey.
Sorry about that, Jennifer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Let you guys. Jennifer just had to let me know. Come on, let me know that y'all cannot hear me. Y'all can hear me now. Okay, so what I was talking about Rob and Sophie. So Rob told Sophie, if you see me DMing someone on Instagram, if you see me DMing a woman on Instagram, that does not mean that I'm entertaining her. That does not mean I'm trying to garner some type of relationship with her. And here's my thing. I think this is just one of Rob's things. I think Rob gets some type of gratification out of talking to multiple women. I think he enjoys the satisfaction of women telling him that he's a beautiful man, women giving him the attention that I guess he wants. And I'm assuming that it doesn't seem like Sophie necessarily gives Rob's compliments that often, because if I was with Rob, I'd be telling him he's fine as hell every single day of the damn week. But, you know,
I would too.
it doesn't seem like that's what Sophie likes to do. And I think that Rob looks for approval from others, knowing good and God's darn well he's going to get it. But it's always nice to still hear that approval from others based on your looks and based on your personality and things of that nature. And clearly Sophie is not good with that. So Rob is like, it's like, I don't know what I feel like they should just break up, because Sophie is not going to be okay with Rob continuously talking to women on Instagram. But I don't think Rob is going to stop doing it. Dustin, do you think Rob is ever going to stop communicating with others? Because he clearly doesn't see this as an issue.
He ain't going to stop. They need to break up. No, he ain't gonna stop for one bit. So if she has a problem with that, she needs to break it off and be done. Because I don't see him changing, not for one bit, Jonathan. And do I think he needs to change? Not really, because she hasn't done a darn thing, and I don't think she's going to change it either. And I don't think he's going to change either. So they just need to break it off and call it good enough for me.
I don't even feel like Rob has even kissed another woman, much less entertained another woman into actually trying to cultivate or garner some type of relationship with her. I think that just Rob just enjoys the attention of women. And, you know, when you're a married man, I can see how that would be a problem. But once again, clearly Rob does not see this as a problem. Therefore, Sophie is going to have to make the decision as to whether she's going to accept the fact that Rob is going to be in constant communication with others, understanding that he is not looking for actual relationship with them, or Sophie just needs to leave him. Like, she's got to make a decision. And that's another theme that I have seen with all of these 90 Day Fiance shows, is that these couples like to run around in circles. They like to run around in circles with their problems. They like to fix the issue. And then right around the other corner on the next episode, there's going to be another issue. And so I know that is kind of the meat and potatoes of reality TV. You're always going to have issues, and you're always going to have to address said issues. However, on this 90 Day Fiance platform, it's it's extremely annoying to see these couples seeming as though they are never going to get it right. Now, there are some couples who are, you know, who are not in that same boat, who are not riddled with all of those same problems. However, that seems to be the case for the majority of the couples that end up on these shows. But hey, that's just the nature of 90 Day Fiance in general.
And I have to say that I agree with that, Jonathan. These people and it don't matter what 90 Day Fiance show there is, these people are the same way. It could be the therapy, the show we're doing now. It could be the show we're going to be doing the next show. It feels like it's the same repeat all over you. We're going to figure it out.
Every time, every single time, there's always going to be an issue, and it's disheartening. Sometimes it gets kind of ugly. But it's just annoying. It annoys the crap out of me. But anyways, then we move on to Florian and Stacy. They're having a therapy session with Darcy. And Stacy has an issue with the fact that Darcy is continuously hitting up Florian at all times of the night, having this kind of, you know, brother-sister type relationship. And, you know, Stacy is a little apprehensive about that, because she feels as though they are too close. And I can understand that. I can understand her not being comfortable with Darcy, you know, calling on Florian in the middle of the night. Like, my eyebrow will be raised as well if, you know, if I had a gay brother and my gay brother was hitting up my husband about something in the middle of the night. Like, why are you texting and calling my man about your issues when you already have a husband to talk to? You already have friends that you can talk to. So I get why Stacy has an issue with Darcy seeming to be so close to Florian, but Florian is the type where he really cares about Darcy. And he doesn't want to have to feel like he has to ignore her. I mean, I don't think Stacy can really tell Florian what he can and cannot do. I think Florian's going to do whatever it is that he feels is right to do, which I really do respect that. And I'm glad that Stacy at least gives him that space. However, I do feel as though it is a little bit disrespectful for Darcy to be in such great communication with Florian, like calling in the middle of the night, like that's a red flag to me. Dustin, what are your thoughts on the fact that Darcy and Florian seems to be so close and Stacey has this issue?
I don't like it. I don't like it, Jonathan. They're married. Let them have their married life. Darcy, you are married as well. So if you let them have their married life, maybe the sister, maybe Stacey's relationship would be better with you, and it would be a more commonly thing, because you need to let them have their married life, and you need to have your own married life, Darcy. You are married now, so you don't have a reason to be. You don't have a. Yes, you can have a relationship, but I don't have a problem with that. When you're talking to somebody and she calling them at late at night and she's married, and that's a problem. It is a problem, but it don't make sense to me, Jonathan. I really don't, because she's married and she needs to be talking to her own husband.
I would agree with that. And also, I do think that it is a matter of Stacey always I think she does these things on purpose, because she knows that it's going to bother Stacey, and she knows that Stacey is going to have issues with this. And Darcy clearly does not mind being on Stacey's bad side. When they first started out the session, Stacey said, well, I'm 7 minutes older than Stacey. It seems like Stacey and Darcy are constantly in competition. And I feel as though Darcy takes advantage of the fact that Florian is so nice to her and so genuine with her, and clearly has caring feelings for Darcy, not romantic feelings, but caring feelings for Darcy, and wants her to be okay. But I think Darcy is taking advantage of the fact that Florian is so nice that he will pick up that phone at 5 a.m. in the morning when Darcy calls. And she knows that it's going to get on Stacey's nerves. And I feel as though Darcy is doing these things on purpose, because she knows that it's going to rouse Stacey up. And to me, that's not a sister. That's not a true sister to me. For you to purposely do things that will rile me up, that tells me that you don't love me, that you do not care for me, that you do not care about my feelings, that you don't take my feelings into consideration when you're doing these things. It seems like Darcy does not care about Stacey in that way. And I think that is an extremely sad thing. But the therapist suggests that...
To me, she's not supporting Stacey like the way she should. She's thinking about herself, and she's thinking about herself more than she is her as a unit. Darcy is thinking about herself more often than she is as a sister. Should be thinking about both of the people that's infected in the relationship. You need to be thinking about the other person as well. That's not yourself.
Darcy does seem to be quite selfish to me. I feel as though she sort of kind of has the Josh syndrome, meaning that she thinks that all eyes should be on her at every single moment of the day, that all attention needs to be on her at all times. And, she feels like the world revolves around Darcy. And that is clearly not the case. But I just I cannot appreciate people who have that mindset, that they feel as though we need to, do things, centered around you and everything that you're doing. No, there are other people in this world. Other people's feelings matter, and you have to just take those things into consideration. But I just don't think Darcy cares. And something tells me that Darcy and Stacey might have been possibly spoiled as young people. Maybe they've gotten everything that they wanted, or maybe Darcy's gotten everything that she wanted.
Let me tell you something, Jonathan. I don't know if you know this, but her dad was a doctor. So her dad had a lot of money. I don't know if he's retired now, but they both had a lot of money growing up.
Gotcha. So, that doesn't surprise me. It seems like Darcy is sort of kind of acting like a spoiled brat in a way. And I can't appreciate that in any way, shape, or form. But, it is what it is. I just feel bad for Florian, because he seems to be stuck right smack dab in the middle. And I don't think that Darcy has any romantic feelings for Florian whatsoever, because I feel as though if she did, that she would definitely would have approached him by now to do something with him. And who's to say that she hasn't already? Who knows? I don't know. But I do feel extremely bad for Florian, because I do see him as a good man in general. I do feel as though that he's doing his best to please Stacey. Now we do get, later into this episode, we do get to accusations of infidelity infidelity concerning Florian. And, Stacey has said that Florian has cheated on her in the past, which, I do understand that a lot of couples go through those types of things. However, at least in this space, in this last resort space, I see Florian trying his best to work on his relationship with Stacey. But let's move on to the couples heading out to the bar. They're going to this kind of arcade type of thing where there's foosball table, there's ping pong. They're going to have some fun. Now, Brandon is not with the other couples. The ladies ask Julia, "Where's Brandon going? Where is Brandon? Why isn't Brandon here?" And Julia says that Brandon wants to take some time off for himself. And I really think that Brandon has been shocked by the information that he has learned from Julia.
I would be too.
I don't know if he's going to find the time and or the space to get over it or try to work through it. And I think he just wants to go back home to his mom and dad. And, if that's the case, so be it, Brandon. But I just don't think that Brandon was ready to be married. I don't think that he was ready to consider someone else's feelings and intentions in a relationship. And Julia was telling the other girls, I want my parents to come over here too, so that I can have support, so that I can have someone who's looking out for me in my best interest. Because it seems like Brandon puts everybody else before Julia. It seems like he definitely puts his parents before Julia. And Julia cannot accept that. And Julia does not want to be in a relationship where she's not put first. And Brandon clearly puts at least his mother before his wife. And I personally don't find that to be a good thing. Because I feel as though when you get married, then that is your next closest of kin, even though you're not blood related. That you should treat them as your number one. But we also see that Gino and Jasmine are in separate cars as well. The guys asked Gino how many hats he has. He says he has a full room of hats, and he said that he was playing later on. But yeah, it's interesting. So the couples get over to the arcade. They start playing their games, and Darcy gets a text message from a friend named from I think it might have been her husband, George.
Husband Georgie, yeah.
Yeah, she gets a text from her husband, Georgie, and apparently George and Florian went out on the town sometime before they got to the resort. And Florian had been seen leaving with a blonde from the club. And then on this day, while they're at the arcade, Georgie has been approached by said blonde who allegedly left with Florian from the club and told George to thank Florian for taking her home. Me personally, now this is just my personal opinion, I think this is a bunch of BS. I don't think that there's really, if there is truth to this story, I think that they're putting 20 on 10 to where they're kind of, exaggerating a little bit of the details. Florian is a very attractive man. And so I'm sure that he gets approached by women all the time.
On a daily basis.
Right, exactly. On a daily basis. You're exactly right, Dustin. Now, is Florian innocent? No. Once again, Stacey has said that Florian has cheated on her in the past. But the way that Florian reacted to Stacey bringing this information to him, it seemed like there might have been some truth to it. However, the way that Stacey is accusing Florian of cheating on her, she's like, "Are you sleeping with her behind my back? Are you doing all these things behind my back?" I was annoyed by Stacey. I really was annoyed by Stacey, and I was reminded as to why I did not get the best of feelings about her on the first episode. I just did not like the scene of Stacey confronting Florian on this information that she got from Darcy. Do I believe that he might have gotten her home? He did say that he got the girl he got the girl home, but nothing happened. They didn't kiss. They didn't do anything inappropriate. He just she just seemed like she was a little drunk, and he got her home, and so. I think it was as innocent as Florian said. Now, Stacey has the choice whether she wants to believe it or not. It seems like she doesn't want to believe it. Dustin, what are your thoughts on this whole situation entirely? Do you believe it? Do you think Stacey went too far? What do you think?
I think it's a bunch of bullcrap, Jonathan.
Me too.
I think that Stacey went way too far with it. I think the network went way too far with it, as in the network being TLC and it's owned by Discovery. And I think that Stacey has went way too far this whole entire season, to be honest with Florian. I want to see the proof, Jonathan, and nothing but the proof. And if you don't have the proof, he never did it. That's just my opinion, and I want to see the proof. And if I don't see the proof, then get out of here with it. I don't want to hear about it.
Right. Hey, Mamir. We see Mamir down there in the comments. Thank you so much for being here with us, Mamir. I'm so glad that you are here with us for this 90-day fiance, the last resort review. So, I think Stacey likes drama, to be honest. I think she sort of kind of thrives on drama. I think she enjoys to engage with drama. And me personally, I really can't appreciate that whatsoever. I don't like the fact that she, of course, this is reality TV, so of course she wants to make drama for the show. You, as participants of the show, you do have to create drama for the show in order to get the ratings. However, I can't say that I appreciate the fact that Stacey is accusing him so wholeheartedly only off of some text messages that she got from a third party. I can't get with it. I don't like it, and I think Florian could do better with a woman who will appreciate him for what he brings to the table.
I can tell you what I think needs to happen, Jonathan, and I hope that he realizes that he deserves better with somebody else. I understand that he's married to Stacey, but I don't think she's going to be married to him for the long haul. I hope I'm wrong, I really do, but I just don't see it lasting for the long haul, because I think that he's miserable in this marriage, and I just see it coming out of him that he's miserable, and he's afraid to say it. He's miserable.
I feel as though Stacey is just a watered down version of Darcy, to be honest. I do think Stacey has a little bit of that Darcy in her, where she feels like all the attention should be on her and people have to, the world revolves around Stacey. I don't think she goes to the nth degree with it the same way that Darcy does, but at the same time, I don't think that Stacey truly appreciates Florian. Now, once again, she may be quick to believe these types of accusations because Florian has cheated on her in the past. And I've never been in a relationship before. I've never gone through somebody cheating on me before. So I can't say that I can relate to that sentiment. However, I do think that once you decided to forgive someone for cheating on you, then it doesn't need to be brought up ever again. It does not need to be brought up
one time only.
Ever again. Exactly. Once it is addressed, is it addressed? It is addressed. It is over. You make the decision whether you want to stay with that person or not, and you move forward. But it does not need to be brought up all the time. And that's not to say that Stacey has been bringing his infidelities up a lot through this season, because this was actually one of the only times that I've heard her bring it up. But it's clear that it's something that has happened in the past. And she's got to get past it. But anyways, we then move on to Gino and Jasmine. So Jasmine wants to take Gino to the side to discuss with him this whole open marriage thing. And before I get to that, Mamir says down in the comments, I only watched a bit of this last resort, and even I can tell Stacey loves drama. Okay, that is true.
Thank you, Mamir.
And that is and that is me being nice. Yes, that very, very, very correct. Correct. What is the word that I'm looking for? Correct. What is the word I'm looking for? Correct assessment, I guess. I don't know.
Correct assessment. Okay.
So we get Gino and Jasmine says that she talked to the therapist concerning a ethical non-monogamous
relationship.
Thank you for that, Dustin. Ethical,
you're welcome.
Non-monogamous relationship. You got it right, Dustin. I'm so glad for you, and happy for us that we got it right. You got it on the first try too. Big ups to you, Dustin. But an ethical non-monogamous relationship. Thank you so much for that. Anyways, so she brings this to Gino's attention, and Gino's really not here for it. And the way that Gino reacts to because Gino asked her, well, do you have someone in mind that you want to be non-monogamous with? And She says yes, and he says, "Oh, is it somebody from the gym?" Because apparently that's the only place that Jasmine goes is to the gym and home. Because I don't think that Jasmine is working, and so she
See,
says
Jasmine
yes,
don't.
and he immediately accuses her of cheating on him. Now he doesn't specify whether she's actually slept with the man, kissed him, hugged him, just talked to him. No, whatever it is that they're doing, Gino sees it as cheating. And excuse me, in this moment, this was Gino's chance to say, "Ha ha, Jasmine's done something wrong. Now I can say something to her, and now I can complain about it, and now I can say that Jasmine's wrong about this." And so Gino has a control thing. He has this thing of control with Jasmine. Now, Jasmine brought to his attention. She gave him two options. Either we can be intimate while we're here at the resort. She said specifically, we have to be intimate here at the resort, or you be open to an open marriage. And Gino is not taking option A or B, one or two. Neither one's going to work for him. And I'm glad that Gino said that, because now that gives Jasmine the option to make her decision as to whether she wants to stay with Gino or not. Now, at the end of this last resort, I do believe that Jasmine is going to stay with Gino. I don't know whether Gino's going to stay with Jasmine or not, because I feel as though he's going to use this as an excuse to leave her. I hope I don't know if I don't want to say that I hope that he doesn't do that, but because I really just want to see Jasmine as far away from Gino as humanly possible. But I see this as Gino taking the initiative to say, Jasmine did something wrong to me. She's done something against her vows. She's done something that is against what I want in our relationship. Gino is not budging on anything whatsoever. And this is something that I cannot, I can't appreciate it in any way, shape, or form. Dustin, what were your thoughts on Gino's reaction to Jasmine telling him that she has someone in mind, and him accusing her of cheating on him with this person?
I don't like Gino at all, Jonathan.
Me either.
After seeing this episode this week, it was very cringy to me. If I can say that we're on here, cringy. Yeah. It was very cringy to me, because
very much
so. I want her to be happy, and I've been saying this since episode 1, and I will say it till the very end. I want these couples to be happy for the long haul, and I don't think that she's happy. So I want Jasmine to do whatever Jasmine has to do to get far away from Gino. I do believe that everybody deserves happiness in this. Everybody deserves to be happy in this in this country. So I do think that people have a right to be happy, and I don't think that Gino should be the one to tell Jasmine if she wanted another relationship or not.
It was so interesting to me, Gino's reaction to Jasmine saying that she already has someone in mind. He had a big smile on his face. Now, I've seen Gino upset in the past. I've seen him really upset in the past. So this tells me that Gino was not upset about this news. He just saw this as an opportunity to say, Jasmine did something wrong. She's in the wrong. She's done something against me. And so this is my opportunity. Like, it's, for some reason, I feel like Gino was looking for an excuse to get away from Jasmine. But it's like, why did you get in a relationship with her to begin with? Like, Gino just, he boggles my mind, Dustin. I will never understand Gino. I don't understand why he is with Jasmine. I don't understand why he married her. I don't understand Gino in any way, shape, or form. I don't understand this control thing that he has again with her, withholding sex from her. It's just all so unfair to Jasmine. And then he leaves Jasmine on the side of the road crying. And Jasmine is just like, it's like, you know, I would hope that this is all just for reality TV. Maybe they have a beautiful relationship outside of the presence of cameras.
They don't.
But, you know, it's just so sad to me that Jasmine is stuck with Gino, and she's voluntarily making the decision to be with Gino. So, Jasmine, the fact that you're staying with him when he tells you that he doesn't want to have an ethical, non-monogamous relationship, and he's not going to be intimate with you on this resort, Jasmine, this is your chance to leave Gino. But Jasmine's not. I just don't see Jasmine leaving Gino for any reason at all.
I want to say one more thing, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cheating. I don't look at that as cheating, but he does, and I don't agree with it. I don't think that is cheating because she wants to be happy be happy in the long haul, and that's not cheating just to be with somebody else. If you want to have, even though you're married, if you want to have a nugget relationship, that's not cheating. But according to him, that is cheating, but it's not.
Yeah, if it's an ethical non-monogamous relationship, then it cannot be considered cheating because that means both parties are okay with the relations outside of the marital bed. But
Right.
as we know, Gino is not here for that. Gino does not want that. And once again,
No.
if you don't want your wife being pleased by another man, why don't you do it yourself? Oh, well, Gino has this rule where we have to be on good terms for a minimum of 6 months before we are intimate again. And
right.
it's like I want to say to Jasmine, I do not want to go into another episode seeing you crying on the side of the road because you are upset about Gino treating you the way that he has treated you for the last couple of seasons of 90 Day Fiance. Gino is never going to change. And the fact that they've been at this resort for the amount of time they've been here, and Gino has made no improvement whatsoever, Gino is not going to change. I don't think he came here to work on his marriage. No. I think he came here for another check. I think he came here to be on TV again. I don't know what Gino gets out of being on 90 Day Fiance. I see what Jasmine might get out of being on 90 Day Fiance. I'm sure she has a huge fan base on social media concerning 90 Day Fiance. But I'll never understand Gino. I don't want to try to understand Gino. And I just wish that Jasmine would run as far away from Gino as possible. But once again, I don't expect to see Jasmine leaving Gino for any reason whatsoever. She won't leave him for not having a relationship with her and not having a sexual relationship with her. Then what would cause her to leave him? She hasn't left him, and her kids are still not in America. She's still with him. So Jasmine is just going to stay with Gino for maybe, who knows if it's going to be for the rest of her life. But I'm tired of seeing Jasmine crying about Gino treating her like crap, because you are voluntarily saying, Gino, you can do whatever you want to me. And how did she say that? By staying with Gino. So there's that. We'll see what happens on the next.
The only thing I'm going to say is the only way my opinion is going to change if she ever leaves Gino, and I don't think it's going to change. So you ain't going to leave Gino anyway. You ain't going to leave Gino.
I really don't see her leaving him. I don't see her doing it. If she hasn't done it yet, then I don't see her doing it anytime in the near or distant future. But anyways, y'all, that was our review for 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 14. Dustin, why don't you go? I called you Dennis. Dustin, why don't you go ahead and give us your social media context real quick? I'm sorry.
My Facebook is Dustin Butler, and my Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. And of course, I want to thank Jonathan, as always, for being there as through the very hard time right now. Thank you for always being there, and thanks for Jennifer for always being in the backstage, running the backstage. So thank you to Jennifer as well, and thank you guys very much.
Absolutely, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_Speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is WilliamJonathanLee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $JonathanLee07. That's $JonathannJohnATHANLEE07. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this review of Once Again 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 14. Make sure you guys join me live on Thursday for my Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I go live at 8 p.m. Also, be sure to check out my review of the Housewives of Potomac reunion, as well as my review on the last episode of Married to Medicine. I did not review the most recent episode. I still haven't watched it yet, but I'll get to that a little bit later. But thank y'all so much for joining us for this episode. Join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until then, we're saying bye for now. Y'all stay warm out there, and y'all have a wonderful week. We love you for watching. Take care, y'all.
I love you for watching.
Bye.